Welcome back to Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. We have finished up day one, which came to a pretty climactic end, if we're honest. Let's move on to day two. I don't know where this is going to go. Episode 2, Antithesis. Welcome back, Agent. We have a little bit of cleanup to do, haven't we? To do today, haven't we? There's massive fallout due to our little intervention. You mean your intervention, where you freaked out and told people to shoot a guy? Without thinking about it at all? The National Beholders met with public distrust, and by extension, so is the government. Well, whose fault is that? You guys worked yourself into this corner, and you're the ones in the power. Our unorthodox approach to solve the situation has been met with scrutiny. Really? You think so, huh? Okay. It has sparked hateful discourse between the citizens of Pargis and the nation. President Cassart has urged Prime Minister Blaine to clarify the circumstances of what exactly happened. Blaine is planning to travel to Triflith tomorrow. We'll leave politics to them. Instead, let's make sure our favorite journalist, Raban Vart, doesn't interfere. Let's see what he is up to. Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Why is TNB Newsroom staying silent about the latest scandal? This betrayal by our government will go to punish the people's voice. Will fight back against our so-called president. That's a hell of an interpretation. Promised to attack Cassart. No. That's... Alright, let's see. The silence of the government's media lambs. White lies, no matter how small, are still lies. Murdered an officer of the Parisian army. Okay. Nothing really new or interesting there, one would say. Connection between Bonton bombings evident. Bonton attacks against Elgin University. This is all in reference to the previous game, I believe. I don't think it's weird to spend this much time including content that isn't directly related. Like, it's, you know, it builds a little bit of it does a little bit of world building to flesh out the world, especially if you played the prior game. But let's see, no pending draft. That's because it was posted. Admin log. I don't know what this means. Also, why is this okay. This is marked in, like, military time or 24-hour time, but then it says AM, which is not necessary when you are using that time code. Let's see. Wait, why is that why? Is that why these are marked purple? Is because they can be uploaded? Hold on. Or is this just means these are places we can search? Okay. Never mind. Kind of awkward to have them persistently there, but I don't actually remember whether that was there or not before. This is still... Davenport siblings, cooperation with Frozen Technologies. That was, I believe, the reference to the existence of and development of Orwell in the first place. Why is this still marked? Keep scrolling. Heavy rainstorms? Is that the thing I need to... Oh boy, that was a really useful use of my time. What about these ads? Can I click the ads? No, apparently that's nothing. Okay, so I don't think any of this is relevant to my work. Unless it just wants me to upload this. Blaine is a murderer and a liar. We need to stop him. National Gov are liars and traitors of their people. We have proof. Oh, is this is different? No, this is the same. This is the article from last night. Is there nothing else? I mean, it literally, they said let's check in on him, but his devices are offline, so I guess this is they're forcing my hand to place this, even though it's just wrong. Incredibly skewed. Who would have thought Raban wouldn't be satisfied with what he has achieved yesterday? But to do that, we'll first need to find out what exactly this attack comprises first. Alright.
Raban, what time is it?
Time to wake up, brother.
Hey, what is it?
Karen?
Ilya? Why a conference call? What's going on?
My love, my brother. I called early so I could warn you both.
Warn us. What about?
You both are aware of the storm yesterday's announcement has created.
Yeah, there was hardly a way around it with social media. I still don't quite get how you pulled that off. These photos, how did you get them? Were the shelter's cameras still working? Is this why you kept that old notebook?
Don't rack your brains over it. I only did the necessary thing to expose the lies of the national beholder. Now, with the world seeing the beholder for what it really is, and finally shifting their attention to the people's voice, I'm ready to take the next step. This evening, I will send out a provocation against President Puppet. Narcissistic and self-centered as he is, he won't be able to ignore it.
Raban, honey, what are you getting yourself into? You don't have to do this.
I'm not getting myself into anything. I've always been right at the center of it.
What is this going to achieve? What do you want?
What do I want? What do I want? I want my country back. I called to warn you about the consequences. The people's voice will gain even more attention, and it won't only be from our followers. The nation's government, Kassart's close allies, nationalists and patriots, they will all try to hurt me, find an excuse to arrest and extradite me, but I won't give them any reason to. And you won't
Extradite you
either.
to where?
Of course not.
Leave us out of your plans, Raban. We want nothing to do with them.
Don't you understand? It's not my choice. They are not giving me an option.
There's always a choice.
No, not always. I'm relying on you both. If there is any weakness between us, they will find it, and they will exploit it. You are the only people that I trust. The only people that matter to me. I've got work to do now. Goodbye.
Karen, are you...
Yeah, I'm... I can't. Let's not talk now, please.
Okay, in case you do want to talk, though, you know...
I do. Bye, Ilya.
Bye.
What a weird conversation. I think I kind of mentioned it before, but I think this reiterates it. Like, we've got multiple layers of kind of weird readings from a literary perspective here, because narratively it's very clear that we, as the operator here, as the agent, are acting at a minimum on behalf of an agency that is incredibly skewed and frankly evil in how it intends to, what it intends to do and how it intends to do it. we're not the good guys. Whether or not we as the agent decide to, how we decide to act upon the information that we get and what information we upload, that remains to be seen. We already got sassed for uploading something that was less than completely on track with the attitude of the administration, and comparatively framing it from like an external perspective, Raban and his cadre seem to be framed as the freedom fighters, truth tellers, counter the revolutionaries against a repressive regime that intends to, hurt people and exert its power however it likes, with the belief that it will do so without ever being caught or called for it. But then we have these interactions where Raban, at the very least, if not some of the other folks as well, are framed from like to the player's view in the meta sense as not being particularly good people either. Raban is very much narratively framed as somebody who is in a limited sense radicalized. He is very passionate. He's very single-minded, and this is something that's very personal. That's understandable, but also from a outsider perspective, trying to commiserate, it's easy to see where he gets his attitudes from, but it's also hard to deal with some of the way he handles the things he does, the inflammatory language that he uses, some of the actions that he takes, that if he was, simply attempting to be a truth teller, he would not, he's got his own skew very much, rather than being just a truth teller. And then when we're, that would be one thing if we were only seeing that from his public profile, that that's the language he uses in his journalism, because he's trying to garner support or radicalize people as well. But then seeing these interactions with family members, where he doesn't seem like a nice guy in this conversation. He seems very dismissive of his brother's concerns. He doesn't even see, are he and his wife even together anymore? Because they don't seem to get along super well. They don't sound like they're, they must be, right? Because in the previous day, we had the thing where he said he wouldn't be home or whatever. But this interaction, at the very least, the interaction between Raban and Karen, reads as very strained. This isn't something you would tell your wife over the phone in the first place, but of course that's just, for the sake of narrative, so that we have the opportunity to listen in. But then her reaction is both of their reactions are, I guess unusually surprised under the circumstances. Neither of them should be surprised at the potential reaction that the government has to, being counter to the government. They're aware of where they live and who they're up against. But at the same time, Raban is so flippant and kind of only cares about his own intentions, and he's still being cagey about his what he's going to do, what he's going to say. Again, from a meta writing standpoint, you go, okay, well, he's not going to say what he's going to do, because that would give away what's going to happen later in the game. But he just does not come off as a nice person, or one that you want to feel bad for, in a sense. So if the narrative is supposed to make us feel more on their side, this is working counter to that. Now, of course, the whole point of this is to operate in shades of gray that even the revolutionaries are not without their problems. But especially when he's one of our primary targets, like, you'd think they would at least set us up a little bit more to care for his perspective or like him as a person. The best they've done at that so far is to prove to us that he has suffered a lot, which does make him, you know, it does give him a certain gravitas to his actions and words, and reason behind them. But you still look at him and go, he doesn't seem like a nice person even to the people he likes. I don't know. It's not gonna like change my mind on which side I'm gonna take, but it's notable. How much of that is intentional versus unintentional? Who knows? Okay, so we've got 2 things here. Aiming to provoke his arrest via an article scheduled for Friday evening. I mean, again, that's interpreting more than is said here. But sure. Damn it, Vart will without a doubt find a way to provoke Kassar. The Pargesian president isn't exactly known for his mild temperament. Wait, but isn't Raban in the nation? I've lost track again. I mean, I know that the president and the prime minister are buddy-buddy, and they'll probably... Is that what they were saying about extradition? But... wouldn't they be... Well, I guess they haven't defined what his provocation is going to be. You would think that instead it would just be, especially if he's being identified as a puppet of the nation, then the nation would be the ones to come silence Raban so that, you know, their puppet doesn't get his panties in a twist. I don't know. But if we kick down Vart's door and arrest him, Kassart will insist that he is extradited, entailing an outrage by his followers. Okay. Either outcome could cause this delicate powder keg we're sitting on to explode, which is exactly what Vart wants. No, we need to be smart, vigilant, tough. We need a more subtle approach. You want to, like, kick down a door and shoot him? Subtlety is not your strong suit, Ampleford. Is there anything else worth mentioning? I mean, yeah, if you'd stop talking and let me get to it. I'm relying on you both. If there's any weakness between us, they will fight and they will find it and they will exploit it. So they're just like feeding us our next steps. Warned Ilya Vart and Karen Vart, there may be consequences for them caused by his actions. I mean, that's the thing, like, Ilya and Karen don't even say, like, they're not even, like, hesitant. They're just kind of straight up against him. Rather than saying, like, I don't agree with what you intend to do, but I'll support you anyway because you're my brother / husband. Those are 2 different perspectives. They're not the same person, to be clear. Anyway. The hypocrisy. If Raban is so worried about his wife and his brother, why is he willfully putting them in danger in the first place? Well, I mean, everybody's in danger if they're associated with somebody who's against the government in a totalitarian state. This makes me wonder whether Ilya and Karen have something worth digging up. Please don't tell me they're... The last part of this conversation triggered a little thought in my mind, but there was like no evidence for it. It was just a passing thought. I hope that Ilya and Karen are not cheating behind Raban's back or something. Although that would start to explain the split between the apparent divergence of opinion between Karen and Raban. Kind of hoping that's not it. Since we can't attack Vart directly, will you choose whether to use his first name or last name? It would probably be better to use his first name since there are 3 Varts here. Since we can't attack Vart directly, we're going after the people he cares about the most, Karen and Ilya. I want you to dive deep into their lives and dig up any dirt you can find. Anything illegal or reprehensible we can use against them. I will turn both Ilya and Karen into target persons. You, agent, are now fully in charge of how to approach this. Investigate at your own discretion. Well, I was probably going to do that, but you keep, like, aggressively hand-holding me. I'd suggest you decide for one of them and pursue what seems promising to you, but the choice is up to you. I won't hold your hand. You're literally holding my hand. I literally just said that. So you want me to pick one of them to target? Is that what you're saying? No matter what, keep in mind Vart has planned his provocation for the evening. Get me something useful before he can put it out there. I mean, okay. Well, why was this marked again when there's nothing new here? Oh, unless... So he came online. But I mean, is anything here? Okay, I don't know why that was relevant then. Okay, you want his picture. Buddy. Please don't tell me you're literally searching for dirt on him the day you intend to do something. Like, I don't... Do you have a plan? Timelines. Oh, yeah, the Facebook equivalent. Okay, Captain of the Starship USS Voyager. Yeah, we should throw that in there. Birthday, place of residence. So looking at my bank account, I got myself the cash to quit my Watergate job soon. TM. Then it'll finally be goodbye, Bonton. This was yesterday. You're the only good person there. Blaine's fault. Still single. I mean, who cares? It's not relevant to my investigation. Is it? Why would that be relevant? I mean, if we were just looking for dirt, like, these are not points of leverage. Counseling observers, army veterans, counseling Parisian refugees. Why have we not gotten pictures yet? Oh, can I? Yeah, okay. That outline, that blue outline could be clearer. I mean, does the picture really matter either? I don't know. I'm sure I'm overthinking this again, but it's just like when you give me a timer, like don't be surprised if I don't want to include information that seems completely irrelevant. None of that information seems useful. Well, that's useful. Device offline. Well, why highlight it then? Presumably he'll get online later and we can look. So I guess, where did the thing go? Oh, here. Okay. Let's put a picture in. He's trying to quit his job. That's kind of related document. Why? What about his brother? I wonder whether his brother is aware of these intentions. Far more interesting to us is how he made enough money to start over. He could just be bluffing, but it might be worthwhile checking out. I suggest you follow the money. Okay, that's a fair point. I mean, you really keep holding my hand, and the whole point of this exercise from the very beginning was said to be that I'm supposed to be the operator who's doing the... Like, are you just looking over my shoulder the whole time? You're supposed to be the one who just takes the information I give you. Allegedly. Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Okay, there's his phone number. We'll only catch up calls from there whenever Ilya's at work. Well, yeah, I know. It's his work number. Duh. Reliable worker. Didn't log in for work. Sure. Meaning he skipped work just like that? I don't believe it. Maybe he forgot it. This was intentional. We need a clear statement of where he was, what he did. Okay. He's been there for 4 years. Cassard is a liar. Our president Cassard is nothing but a hypocrite. He's the one who incites conflicts. He never solves them. This whole mess our country is in is his fault. Plus, he looks like his hair has been tumble dried too. Okay, shut up, dude. Oh, wait. Did he actually... I can't really write that. Okay, good. You know that you're... Yeah. Dear Watergate employee, did not log in. Please provide a statement describing the reasons. Critical medical supplies are missing for our local inventory. According to our audited team, unaccounted for. Well, that's your problem. Your inventory system should not have the possibility of things going missing without accounting for who has them. If you've got an inventory system with critical like stuff in it, then it should be one in a secure area that is like behind at the minimum lock and key with a controlled access, or a sign-in system where you have to, you know, swipe in or go through an intermediary who records everything that goes in and out, or everything that's requested. Yeah, there's just, especially when you're working in medical stuff, medical research, pharmaceutical research, like, how are you not how do you have things go missing? Urge you to help clarify the circumstances of your own presence and disappearance of these medications. Data removal has been pinpointed to Thursday, April 13th. Product security. This interface is really bad, by the way. Like, if I hadn't clicked on that, I wouldn't have opened this, right? So This interface is just really bad. All the way through. Alright. Need the report about my findings on the nutritional pastes. Sorry, I won't have time. Testing for the supply drop for the armed forces. I'm your damn supervisor. I'm aware of that. Coming in late, backchatting, swapping shifts on short notice, causes confusion. I know who your brother is. Don't make me send you back to that refugee camp. That's nice. Keep sending these idle racist threats, wasting my time. Talk to me like this again, you'll get a written warning. So there's a contentious relationship here with the boss. Smash me good. Okay. Phrasing here. Alright. I have a date. Could you take my shift for me? Hey! Hello! Orwell system! Did you think that perhaps this was very, very relevant right now? Jesus. Seems like you're getting nowhere. Why be switching shifts? Unlucky in love. Just switch unofficially. What Matt doesn't know won't hurt him. I mean, you should know that your system checks whether you're online. So, I don't know. Yeah, I guess none of this is relevant somehow. Seems like it really, really is, but maybe it'll come up later. Wasn't there stuff yesterday that I said would probably be relevant later and then never came up for some reason? Well, whatever. Let's see what they say about this. She just has to comment on every single thing we put in. The unstable situation in Parges is crucial to keep our peacekeeping troops supplied at all times. Okay, but with what? This is pharmaceuticals. They said nutritional paste, but I don't think that's what's... okay. Late for work and swapping shifts multiple times. Versus reliable member. I mean, which one is relevant? Because working reliably up to a certain point is relevant to the point of him having financial capability to leave, whereas this here would be more indicative of a current change of attitude and interest in getting out. Both are relevant. They're not really conflicting. And if you let me put this in for relevancy, it would be very clear that perhaps he's just disinterested. This isn't actually sinister, probably, and it's just that he actually does good work, but his boss is an asshole, and he's switching shifts because he wants to go on dates or have a personal life or whatever because work's working him too hard, maybe? I don't know. It's not 100% clear, but that seems like the much clearer, or at least like Occam's razor understanding of things. Member of Hand of Blood fan club, top deck lethal new portrait. What? Why? Oh, okay. So this is multiple things. It's not just a picture. Okay. Hand of Blood. Sounds disgusting. Oh, fuck off. Do you want me to do research, or do you just want to have your petty viewpoint? When we were very young. This is just some very basic CSS formatting to blog layout. This was from, so is he writing his own blog that he hasn't gotten anywhere with? Why is this a JPEG? Should be a HTML or something. Counseling page. Open Soteria. A place for everyone. Professional psychotherapist with a degree in psychology and medicine. I offer advice, mentoring, and support for victims of armed conflict, especially war escapees and refugees. Send me a personal message if you'd like to talk about your experiences. Blog, it always helps to see that you are not alone with your experiences and feelings, knowing that others are struggling with similar issues. Read personal stories of people who contacted me here. All names mentioned have been changed. All stories published anonymously with the consent of people affected. So you're not, okay, you're not starting a medical practice. You're just semi-journalistically reblogging or blogging people's stories, it seems. Wait, isn't that Karen? I don't know. It's kind of hard to know with the art style. How to take down robot dinosaurs in Skyline Infinite Dawn. So this younger guy, definitely a lot less focused, singularly focused than his brother. Although they don't seem that far apart in age. Like, they were both kids at the same time. They can't be more than, like, what, 4 years apart? City map. Maybe relevant? I don't know. Can't click on it, so I guess not. Hand of Blood fan club. Top Deck Lethal. Card game fans. Our tournaments. Cash prizes. Okay. Seems relevant. Oh, sponsored by his company. And by Jim. I had the thought that this is a guy named Jim, except for it's spelled like this. And of course it's sponsored by Rosen. Because why wouldn't it be? Let's see. Congratulations, you won. You are a true champion. Okay. This is one item. Yeah. He has a less than 50% win rate, but he won a tournament. Sounds like a shitty game. Maybe Ilya is a good cards player, but I doubt this will help us finding some... If you would let me upload different information, it would be a very clear, obvious explanation that perhaps being champion of this game might have won him $10,000, which is a big amount of money for anyone, especially somebody in his situation. So, I don't know. Maybe stop being so shitty about it. Useless. Insert name of opponent here. Okay, so maybe if we find somebody else later, we'll have more information. Why is that marked? What else can I click on? I can't, it doesn't even let me insert the name of an... Well, hold on. Unless it wants me... is that why it's here? Is because it wants me to, like, put in a name from somewhere else? Anyway, I don't know why this is marked like this, though. Okay, doesn't seem like we have a lot more to look at, so... Unless somebody else in here was talking about his games, but I don't think so. Maybe him being single is relevant to his capability to leave this situation. I don't know. let's take a little break, and we'll keep looking at this next time.